It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Hello! For today's video, I'm trying something a little different with my editing. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna be doing the voiceover for this with my face on camera. So you'll see me talking about me doing art that I've already done in the past. In today's video, I will be continuing my series of painting on ceramics that I got from the Dollar Tree. So far I've painted on this rectangle and this cupcake. There are two left. This vase and this pear. If you haven't been recently, the Dollar Tree is now offering $3 and $5 plus items, meaning they're $1.25 plus $3 or $5. I walked into a Dollar Tree recently and I stumbled upon the ceramics section. There were a bunch of different very cute options and I bought 4 of them. The pear and the vase and the pear. Which one should I choose? I ultimately decided to go with the pear. I really wanted to paint on this pear from the beginning. Probably the first thing I wanted to paint on, just because it's ridiculous. A pear? Why? Why would anyone want a ceramic pear on a counter? I'm taking out my white gesso, which was actually remarkably hard to open, and for some reason it sealed together. I had to run it under hot water and then I was finally able to open it. Looking good. And we're back to my pear. It is indeed made of ceramic and it has a nice stem coming out of it. $3 from the $3 plus section. Put it on my hand. Nice. There are 2 holes at the bottom so that this thing does not explode. I've been told if it didn't have the holes, it would explode. It's kind of like a bowling ball. Reminds me of that. I don't know. The shape is very shapely, good for rolling like a bowling ball. I'm just going to be applying my white base coat with the gesso. This is a thing that you put on top of stuff so that it's easier to paint on it with colors. That's a terrible description of what gesso is, but basically it's a white base coat that you put on different kinds of surfaces like ceramics and woods and different things. I don't know, I'm new to the whole gesso thing, but that's what it is. You'll notice there is actually a big green blob on the back of the pear. That is because I took a thumbnail photo and put a bunch of paint on it, so just ignore that, okay? I took out my heat gun, dried it off, and now we're ready to take out some colors. I pretty much just chose every shade of green from my Craftsmart paint collection. I mixed together 3 different shades of green, blue, and came up with this color. I don't know what this is technically called. It's kind of like a lime, but also kind of like a aqua-y, but not really. It's a little blue, but mostly green. It's an interesting color, and I appreciate it. Ironically, I actually have a shirt of this exact same color that I was wearing when I chose to paint the pear that color, and I didn't realize until after I had painted the pear, and I said, huh, we kind of match? Weird. When I was painting this, I put my fingers in the 2 holes and kind of just like held it while I painted it, and it was actually kind of easier to paint because of that. It did hurt my fingers though, because the balance, it was pretty heavy. After I had painted everything green, I dried it off with my heat gun again and took out this creamy color. Now, this is a pear, which is a fruit, and it is meant to be eaten. So the first thing I was thinking was, what if someone took a bite out of it? So I'm going to create a small bite on the side of the pear with this color. I'm mixing together some various shades of brown and then outlining our bite mark. The shading is going to help make it look like it's actually had a bite taken out of it. I don't know, I'm trying my best here. I don't know if it actually looks like that, but that's what I was going for, to make it look like a real bite of a pear has been taken. What a delicious pear. I'm also outlining this thing in like a darker brown and adding some more splotches. After I had finished painting the bite mark, I dipped into some black and then added a dot to the center of it. I also added another smaller bite mark to the bottom left area of the pear. Added some shading to that and made it look kind of like the same as the other bite mark. When I was thinking about pears, I was also thinking about apples. They ironically actually had an apple at the Dollar Tree that I could have bought. Maybe I should have for this idea, but since this is an apple and apples do get eaten outside in the wild by worms, I am creating a wormhole in the center of our bite. It won't be gross, I promise. It's just gonna be like a nice, delicate worm. I used that cream color to kind of like sketch out where I wanted the worm to go, and then I took out some colors and added that to the worm. I made the worm kind of like a rainbow, ombre, blended kind of look. The black hole was actually still a little wet when I was painting this, which actually worked out pretty well because as you go like inside to a dark hole, there's some shading, so I kind of like blended it with the black, and that's why like it's a little darker in color as it gets towards the wormhole. It's not a wormhole, because a wormhole is a thing that's in space. What is this called? A bite? A worm bite? A worm bite, or a wormhole. A fruit hole? No, I don't know. Is there a technical term for this? Probably not. I don't think this is actually called anything. It's just a hole that a worm has bitten. Tunneled? A worm tunnel? Fruit tunnel? I don't know. After I had painted all the colors on the worm and blended it properly, I took out some black paint and outlined our worm. I also decided, you know what? The bite marks, they're outlined in brown, and I kind of like made it like sketchy, but then I was like, no, I think it needs to be outlined in black. It'll just make everything look cleaner. We're already going for kind of a cartoon kind of look. It's not realistic. Let's outline it in black, add some highlights, and have some fun, right? I added a little smiley for the worm, and then I decided it needed something extra. So what I'm doing here is creating some little ricochets of fun. I don't know. I don't know what to call this, but I'm calling it a ricochet of fun. There's different colors coming off of our rainbow worm and making it look like he is worming away around. After I added all of the colors for these like little zigzag things, I dipped into some black and added one black outline to the top of those lines. I feel like the black outline helped a lot because I couldn't really see the colors very well at first, but once the black outline was there, you could really see the zigzag pattern, and it also kind of like brought it in with the worm and made the worm look more cohesive. I kind of like these zigzag things. They're a little different, they're kind of fun, and it's like a fun way to show movement, I think. After I had finished doing my ricochets of fun, we added some white highlights around the ricochets, little sparkles and stars, just to make things look a little more shiny. I also added some shinies to the worm's eyes, and then I made some touch-ups and covered up any parts of the pear that I had messed up along the way. I added my signature, which is the bee heart thing. Then I took out my Liquitex High Gloss Varnish. This is like my favorite thing that I have recently discovered. Because of you guys, actually, someone left a comment saying Liquitex High Gloss Varnish was a very shiny cover coating thing. I was previously using like Mod Podge or something and it wasn't really working very well, but Liquitex, that stuff is good. So we're using that on the pear, and now it's all ready to go. Here's the before and the after for our pear. Whoa! So yeah, that's it. That's the pear. We have it done. It's all painted, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I think I might like doing the voiceover like this so you guys can see my face. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna see how it goes when I edit it. Maybe I'll hate it, but I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!